It's been a great week for Joaquin Buckley. All the changes that he made in his camp have paid off.
But guess what? They can't stop what is destined for me. It's already written in the stars, man. And I'm gonna take what's mine, bro.
Joaquin Buckley. Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're out of here.
And a 5, and a 4, and a 3. No, I'm kidding. Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Yes.
My dear friend Matt Serra and I are here. Looking forward to today's show. Joaquin Buckley, who I love watching. He's a really, really fun guy to watch. And Preacher Lawson, really funny comic. And I didn't realize until today that he trains MMA as well. He looks like he does. When you look at Preacher, you're like, yeah, he's in good shape. It's not surprising.
He has a fight. He had a fight, I should say.
Yeah.
We're going to watch clips of it.
Oh, I would love to see that. Yeah. Because I imagine it really does change your fear. Because I've only trained, and Preacher and I are not in the same shape, even though I do train a little MMA.
I spoke to somebody, an old school, an OG black belt, and he said that you're training hard, and that when Jedi Mike gave you that stripe, that you really just lit up.
Yes.
I'm serious. It was David Chung. Do you remember? You know David?
Oh, yeah. I love David. Sure. I
know David since I was 20 years old, and I will be 50 in June. So I know David 30 years. And he's a guy. I know it's fucking just demented. I'm talking to him yesterday, just catching up. And, I'm like, yo, man, David, I know you so long. You were older than me. I'm going to be 50. Dude, he's 59.
Wow.
I go, and how does David look?
Amazing. He looks like he's 30.
Dude, the guy never changed. He always looks the same, But great guy, David Chung, black belt on the Henzo. And he's going to be opening a school, I believe, on 85th and Lexington.
Oh, yeah. Is David opening that?
David's going to be running that school, I heard.
Oh, that's great.
So, I told him that in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to be going to Henzo's to visit you.
I would love that, yeah. And I'm around now this week, next week. And, it's funny. I got my he gave me a second stripe, and I don't even feel like I deserve it. And that night I went home, and I washed my gi, and the stripe was gone the next day. Like my washing machine ate the stripe. So now I still have one, and I'm like, that's fine.
No. It doesn't work like that. You didn't get demoted from your washing machine. You understand?
I know, yeah.
Put that thing back on, and you have it. If you didn't lose it, your skills didn't diminish because that fucking piece of tape fell off.
Oh, no. I don't mind not having it. I'm okay not having it.
No, put the goddamn thing back on.
Put it back on? Okay.
Don't be a sandbagger. Now, listen. This is the deal, Jimmy.
What's a sandbagger?
That's a person that's like, oh, you roll with him. You're like, wow, man. And he's really a purple belt, but he's wearing a blue belt.
No. Yeah.
Right?
And I just train with the same guy every day. I train with Martin, who's a purple belt.
And I heard they're pushing you and they're making you do a little bit more, and you're pushing you a little bit more out of your comfort zone, and you're trying. Yeah. And I like it a lot. David doesn't bullshit me. It's great, Jimmy. It really is great for you because you get behind somebody, you can strangle them just as easy as me.
Man, no, I couldn't. And my chokes need work. But I'll get them to put that back on. I just didn't, I just don't care because I'm not going to compete.
Can I give you a hint that my wife found out about those stripes? Because we have kids, and
what?
You get nail polish and you put that on the stripes on your belt.
Secures it a little bit?
It doesn't fall off after that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go. All those jiu-jitsu people out there. I lost the stripe. Put a little nail polish on that bitch on your belt.
Okay. I just feel stupid asking, like, I have my stripe back. I didn't want to go and ask.
No, just say a stripe fell off. You know why you do that, though? Why? Because there's times that all right, Ian, get over here, you big freak. You deserve this fourth stripe. Meanwhile, he already had 4, and you're giving him another stripe. It's rough. There was a time. Can I tell you something that's funny? It's really funny. Right before, unless our guests get here, let us know. But Henzo's like me. He's hysterical in a sense where he loves jiu-jitsu, but he's not the best with the belts. He has a lot of students.
Who's this?
Master Renzo Gracie.
Yeah.
So one time, a buddy of ours has a karate school in somewhere around the tri-state area. I don't want to make it too obvious. And he had Renzo down for a seminar. Now, this guy trained in the morning when John Danaher was still there, right? Our evil genius friend, John Danaher.
Yeah.
So John goes, look, this gentleman's due for his next belt. So Renzo goes, good, I'm going to do a seminar at his place. I'll do it then. So in front of all of his guy's students, right? I guess he wasn't wearing a gi that day. Here you go. A brown belt. All right. Isn't it beautiful? But guess what? Renzo, I'm already a brown belt. Renzo goes, my man, 2 browns equal a black. Renzo didn't know what the fuck. And then he goes to Danaher, why did you tell me the motherfucker's a brown belt? So anyway, listen, I've seen Renzo give out 2 purple belts before. Now, does it make him an awful person? Absolutely not.
No, he's just
like me. I am a forgetful person, and I'm too busy spreading positivity and love in jiu-jitsu, making good people dangerous, where if that's the worst thing about me, then that's the worst thing about me. Anyway. So
they gave the guy his black belt.
Well, basically, yeah. Well, I mean, 2 brown belts. If you ever get 2 brown belts, that equals a black. Renzo just ran with it. And guess what? I bet it kept Renzo up at night. Not 1 second. You know, they give it. Renzo's funny.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he would stress over that.
Renzo was fighting in the cage like 3 years ago. The guy's in his late 50s. It's fucking
great. Yeah. But yeah, I never can because I look at it like I'm only going to do this type of training, and I know why I'm doing it. Like the guy who trains with me, the purple belt, who's very good, this kid Martin. He's going out to Vegas. He's doing like a tournament. Like these guys really are in it. I'm just doing it so I don't get beaten up in on the boardwalk. Like I just don't want to get my ass kicked. I'm never going to compete. I get tired too fast. You know, I just want to not be humiliated in public.
You know, our guest, what's his name?
Joaquin Buckley or Preacher Lawson?
No, Preacher Lawson. Yeah, Preacher Lawson had an MMA fight, and he looked. I just saw him moving around on his Instagram. He looks like he moves nice, and he's a good striker. But he got tied in it, and on his own Instagram comments and stuff, like he makes posts on his thing, like, man, this is when I really knew I was in trouble. Like when he got tied. So I want to talk to him about. Yeah, and he's obviously trains, but the difference between, you know, sometimes guys, it's the first time they ever feel like how tired you could be. Like that, I don't think people realize there's getting tired, and then there's getting tired. Like in other words, ooh, I had a hard training, man. I'm breathing. But when you're in a fight and you might feel there's something wrong with you, how tired you're gonna be. Like you're like, yo, this ain't. Everything feels just like you can't move. Yeah. Adrenaline dump. It's a different feeling. Like,
and a guy's trying to kick your ass, and it's not a training partner where you can stop and take a breath. The guy's trying to hurt you.
You know what's funny about that? You know, all you got to do is just do that. You could get out of there, or just cover up for an extra second. So it's a mind fuck because you don't want to give up. So I don't know. It's something else. I want to talk to him about that. He faced both of the biggest fears out there, fighting in a cage. It's a pretty big fear, I'd imagine. And you know, doing your stand-up comedy in front of people, that's a big fear. People, you know, they get afraid of it. I know you can be like, no, it's not the same thing. There's no bodily harm usually involved, unless you're fucking Chris Rock. But hey, the fact is, people are afraid to be embarrassed in front of people.
That's what it is. It's funny how the fear of being punched in the face and like legitimately getting hurt is equated with this social thing we have where we're afraid of what other people will think of us. That's all it is. What will they think? And they are people who we usually don't give a fuck about to begin with. It's the human thing. I guess it's probably ingrained in us for nature, tribal, whatever. But like people I don't care about at all. I was doing a set last night at the Comedy Cellar. I was doing very well. And there was 2 women up front, and one was just kind of stone-facing me. And I was just fucking ruining I was like, what the fuck? I was just I didn't say anything.
How was she throughout the whole thing? Like, was that just her face?
Just not enjoying me. But I didn't address it because she's allowed to not enjoy me. You know, she's not obligated to laugh. But it's funny how like you just notice that. And this is a person I don't care about at all, but it was still on my mind. I'm like, why do I care what she thinks?
Maybe she just had a resting stone face.
Yeah, honestly, it might have been one of those things too. But there was a few really good lines, and she gave me nothing. So I was like, she doesn't like me.
Hey, even though Joaquin Buckley is fighting Vicente Luque instead of Sean Brady, who he was supposed to fight.
Luque, you mean, was supposed to fight him.
Wait, who was supposed to fight who? I'm confused. Luque was supposed to fight Sean Brady, or Joaquin Buckley was supposed to fight Sean Brady?
Oh, you might be right.
Oh, Luque was supposed to fight Sean Brady. My bad.
Oh, okay, I was right.
All right. Well, this is very dangerous for him because what is his ranking, Joaquin Buckley, and what is Sean Brady's ranking? I'm assuming that Sean Brady is.
Let me look.
Way ahead of it. Buckley is not ranked at welterweight. Well, I mean, let me tell you got to give props for Luque.
You mean for taking the fight?
I think so. Did you ever see that highlight of Buckley? He did that matrix kickoff where the guy had his leg and he jumped in the air and he did a jumping back kick to the chin.
Yeah.
You seen that?
I was watching it when it happened. It was amazing.
Can't unsee that.
No, it was a great.
What would you do when you've seen it? That picture, you just seen it.
What?
I do this. What'd you do?
I do
You're the
this.
girl in the audience. You're the stone-faced bitch in the audience.
No, I do this. Like I nod because that's what I would have done.
Nod like exactly what you would have done.
That's what I was thinking.
My little bird. You're going to need wings to get up that high. He jumped up off that floor. Like he had he had wires attached to him. If that was in a movie, you'd say bullshit. Did you watch Roadhouse?
No, someone else asked me that too. It might have been you actually. I did not.
I have like 15 minutes left of it. Sometimes my wife, I'm watching something at the end. My wife's like, you can't stay. I go, she goes, we got like less than 20 minutes. Like, I'm getting home. 20 minutes, I could use the bathroom and be in bed already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, something tells me Jake Gyllenhaal is going to win this thing. But Connor is basically, I think he does great in it. And you know me, I'm going to call it.
Yeah, sure.
But the good news is I think he did phenomenal. And not bad news, but the only other thing is I think he's just playing himself.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times the guy's not an actor, so that probably.
No, well, I mean, like what it is I get confused with the real life, and because I'm thinking of all the crazy scenes. I go, I like the part when he's on the boat, and then there's a part when I don't want to be spoilers when he goes in the bar with a golf club. And he's like, Dalton Knox is here. Yeah. And I can't do an accent. But then there's another part when he takes a trolley and he throws it into a bus. That happened in real life. But listen, it gets confusing what it bleeds over. So basically, he's not doing Hamlet. He's just basically being Connor. And he does it well.
He does it well, yeah. I mean, look, a lot of guys don't do a good job even when they're playing themselves. So the fact that he's able to pull it off,
he does.
Good for him. Yeah, he seems pretty confident. Yeah,
you know what that word is? That word is charisma.
Yeah. He does have it, and he's a confident guy.
Yeah.
So good for him. I'm looking forward to speaking to Joaquin. I was also, Matt, as we're chit chatting, even though it's not happening yet. But I was looking up UFC 300. Just at what
we got a weekend card this weekend.
Oh, I know. But I'm just spitballing it. And I'm thinking the opening fight of the early prelims.
Okay.
Davison Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. That's how fucking stacked that card is. Literally both former champions.
I want the best for Cody. I want Cody to win. I like Cody a lot.
I do too. He's a great guy. Do you know what the second fight of the early prelims is? Jim Miller against Bobby Green.
Dude, that's going to be an insane night, bro.
There's not a fight you can miss on this card. You cannot miss a fight.
I'm going to talk about this card with you in detail. You know what I'm going to talk to you about this card? Did I tell you?
Wait, let me guess. Hold on. Let me guess.
Did I tell you this already?
No.
Why? Well, you didn't guess, though. You just said no.
Oh, you're going to talk about this with Dana because you're friends.
I am friends with Dana. But no.
Who are you going to talk about this with?
You don't have to. I can just tell you.
Diddy.
Yeah, he's making that one phone call to call me. Listen, this is it. I am doing the Joe Rogan experience again. I'm going to be gone next Wednesday. I'll be in Texas. Remind me to call Danaher because I want to do that Brazilian barbecue with him again. I don't see him often, but the last time I was there, I had dinner with Danaher, and I'm going to do that again. I like that guy, and I miss him.
I've only met him that one time. I don't know him.
Oh, dude, you know what it is, man? I like to reminisce. And me and John spent many times at Burritoville at places in the city, just getting something to eat after class and talking about just different things in the future. Now here we are in the future.
Sure.
Kind of weird. Like I'm looking.
It is weird, yeah.
We talk about everything from back then, the crazy days to now. And what's nice is we're both doing well.
We're both doing great.
I mean, John is one of the most unique and sought after minds of jiu-jitsu in the world, which is weird. It's the world, you know? And me, shit, I like to have fun. Listen,
Matt, you're both legends.
Well,
you are. You're both jiu-jitsu legends.
Well, thank you, Jimmy.
And that's coming from a white belt.
Thank you. But you got your hands with your fists. Oh, Jimmy, well, I am heavy-handed. I mean, you don't got to embarrass me. Jimmy, when are you
who are you going to talk to about 300? John Danaher, you saying? Or Rogan?
No, I'm going out. I'll talk about it with Danaher. But I'm going out there and I'm doing the Rogan show again, the Joe Rogan experience with my buddies that were on last time, Dean Thomas and John Rollo, Big John Rollo. So we have a good time, man. We had a good time last time. So I think that we will have a good time this time.
I'm sure you will. And yeah, we haven't heard from Joaquin. No big deal. Maybe it'll just be Preacher Lawson. Guys get time zones fucked up. They get all of these things fucked up.
Before Preacher gets in here.
He's a very funny stand-up, by the way. He's a really good. What's that?
Did you see him before?
I've seen clips of him for years. He was on, I think it was America's Got Talent. And he's just he's a good stand-up. He's a clean comic too. So you can go see him with family. You can bring your wife, your wife's mother. That's probably why he does so well, because you can go back and see him with, you don't have to worry about him ruining a relationship.
Like you. Well, you take the whole family to see you.
I'm a ruiner of relationships. That's what I do.
That is what you do. Yeah. Listen, can I tell you something
Sure, I'd love to hear it.
Without being a little too bold?
What?
It could be bold.
Yeah, we're very good friends.
Thank you. I feel that the next 125-pound women's champion is fighting this weekend. Erin Blanchfield. I feel that she will be the next champ. That's what I feel. I don't think this is going to sound crazy that I'm saying that. You could just remember that I am saying that for the people that are watching and they want to timestamp this thing. Wow, Matt Serra. I hate to do the third person thing. I don't like doing the third person thing. But
no, Jim doesn't like when you do it either.
But I feel that Erin Blanchfield will be the next champion. I feel her jiu-jitsu is so on point and her stand-up is solid, where she has a good idea of a good feel for range. Her strikes are on point. It's not sloppy striking, and she blends it together so well with her shots and her clinches and her takedowns and her jiu-jitsu is just, man, there's no giving up position. It's very pinpoint. I'm taking you down, I'm passing you guard, I'm submitting you, or I'm mounting you. You know what I mean? She's got a clean game, man. I can't wait to see. And listen, she's fighting a killer this weekend, though.
Fiorot, yeah.
Yeah, Fiorot is nasty. Manon Fiorot is nasty. And she hasn't lost yet in the UFC. And wow, look at their records. One's 11-1 outside the UFC, 6-0 in the UFC. Yeah. That was Fiorot. And, and you look at Erin, she's 12-1 and 6-0, same in the UFC.
They're tremendously well matched.
Dude, very evenly as far as records, but different when it comes to styles. Because Erin, even though she has good stand-up, she's more of a jiu-jitsu wizard, and you know, Fiorot is just, you know, she's just nasty with all her limbs with the strikes. Let's pick.
Okay, buddy. Being that you are up by 4, which really,
wow. Well, let's look at that for a second.
I'd rather not.
I
don't like it.
I like my face on it.
You're a braggart, and you're up by 16 points.
You have 7 wins and 12 losses.
I do.
I have 11 wins, 8 losses. And just so you know, and this is back when my head was bigger, that's what you got to look at now.
Yeah. It's like you're taunting. I can hear. I don't like it.
Sorry. You're so Jimmy, I'm gonna pinch your little cheeks. Pinch your little cheeks. Sorry, Jimmy. Hey, I'm gonna go right into this. Erin Blanchfield, 2nd round sub. Woo!
See, now I really like Erin Blanchfield, so I want to pick her, but you picked her. Let me see.
Go ahead.
Fiorot beating.
Go ahead. Get another.
I know
loss
she just
on your
beat
record,
Rose.
nerd. I'm fucking around. What?
Yeah, I mean, Fiorot's winning all decisions, except for Richie.
Heroes. Ooh, 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 ooh. Jimmy, we could be heroes. Me and you. Ooh, ooh. Every day, people make every day. What?
3rd round sub for Erin Blanchfield. I probably would have went 2nd round, but I'll go 3rd round sub. Erin Blanchfield.
Oh shit! All right, good. Good for you. All right, I picked 2nd round sub. All right. Vicente Luque versus Joaquin Buckley. Man, oh man, oh man!
What a good fight! What a fight!
I know who I'm picking.
Who?
Well,
I'll tell you who I'm picking.
You go first. I know. I got mine already. I got it already chambered up. Ready? That's not even how you do it.
Vicente Luque. Decision.
Okay. The thing about Vicente Luque, man, he dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Now, you picked him by decision.
Yes, and I know he has submissions and he has knockout power. Yes.
Let me take a look here.
The Buckley's also got heavy hands. And so I think that, Luque is not stupid. You wonder if he'll be a little more cautious fighting an unranked guy. Because, again, this is a tremendous chance for Buckley. So is Luque a little more careful? Because beating Buckley is great, but it doesn't put him any higher or closer to a championship. Losing to him hurts him.
Now, listen. Please listen.
Sure.
Vicente Luque was getting ready for a different guy, Sean Brady. You understand?
Yeah. Sure.
Since Joaquin cut down, he's on a 2-fight winning streak since he cut down.
Yeah. Yep. He has a lot of power.
So, 2nd round knockout, Buckley. And I wasn't even
okay.
How about this? How about me changing my pick? Because I have something, Jimmy, that they dropped very late in life for you, but they finally dropped. I got nuts. I'm sorry. Jimmy, first of all, I'm sorry. That was rude.
Yes.
Let me take that.
It was.
I made my pick and I kind of took a shot at you, which was very
hurtful.
Like me. I'm sorry. Jimmy?
You're saying hurtful.
Jimmy, I'm sorry. I picked Joaquin Buckley by 2nd round stoppage. That's what I'm saying, man.
I'll take Luque by decision. We're both saying we respect Buckley's power, and I think Luque respects it enough. And I don't think he's going to stay away, but I think he's going to be smart enough to avoid being dropped by Joaquin. Now, interesting fight. Let's do 3. I got to catch up. We're going to do Chris Weidman against Bruno Silva. Chris has dropped a couple, Actually 4 out of 5, and so has Bruno Silva. So they're both kind of in a position of really needing a win here. Chris fought in August of 23 against Tavares, and they both lost decisions. He lost to Magomedov, Bruno Silva, in October.
Second round, head and arm choke, Chris Weidman. I haven't seen him for this camp. I haven't even really spoke to him much, but I do love Chris Weidman. And, everyday people make everyday.
Weidman decision.
What?
Weidman decision.
I was singing We Could Be Heroes.
Okay.
I don't know who sings it. It's a girl. Can we look that up? We could be heroes. Me and you, Jimmy.
You know what would make me a hero? If I was able to stop the singing. If I could put an end to the singing, I would be a hero to the Unfiltered Army.
No, I don't agree. Yo, we got Preacher Lawson coming in.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
If he comes, I mean, we already got stood up once. Hurtful.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Listen, I got new mats put in today. Thanks to all my guys that helped me put that in.
Can I tell you the problem with new mats, Matt? They're slippery. And they upstairs at Henzo's, there's a little gap in a couple of them, and you got to push them together a little bit. And they're slip. They're getting better though. But when you first put them in, I was sliding all over the fucking place.
Yeah, I don't know what he's using over there. It's probably something nice. I'm
Good
getting
mats.
nice Fuji mats, and they are nice.
How old were your other mats? How long have you had them?
Oh shoot, man! I had them for a minute, like the kids say, a long time. Some of them are raggy. I had some newer ones put in because there's some damage a while back. So some of them are worse than others, but it's time.
Was it more than 3 years?
Oh shit, yeah. Those mats are old.
How much does a one mat cost?
I'd have to look at my books.
Is it in the
Well, I do
hundreds of
have-
dollars?
I have a comic book.
Oh, all right.
It's my kids. It's not my kids. I'm
It's
gonna be
yours. Okay.
50. This one's War of the Bounty Hunter. Ooh.
Wow. Preacher
Oh, yeah.
Lawson mercifully is in the thank you, Preacher Lawson, who's just saved me a comic book description.
I was joking around. Let's get him in.
What great timing he has. I'm very happy he's here.
I want to talk to him about everything.
Yeah, me too. I had no idea he trained. So,
Did you see his comedy before this?
oh, again, I've seen clips of him online. I think he was on the radio show. I do too. And he's a very good comic.
Fight.
What's that? When did he fight? Well, I'll ask him. I'm asking him. Hey, Preacher, how are you?
I'm great, man. Just found out that I'm good. How you doing?
What, you
Very
got some
good.
good news, Preacher? Is that what you said?
No, I mean, I was gonna say just found out I'm not the father God is good, but I don't know how good of news that is. But
You jumped right in. Yo, we weren't even prepared for that, Preacher.
That's great news.
But hey, man, congrats.
thanks, man.
Now,
Thanks.
a
Great.
comedian, and I just watched some of you moving around, dude. I'll tell you. I don't know how your ground game is, but I'm a flat-footed fucker. You can move. How long have you been training for?
About 4 years. I think it's been 4 years. Yeah, 2009. Yeah, 4 years.
What made you?
Wait a second. 5 years.
Oh, 5
Yeah.
years. Now,
Yeah.
and what made you want to start training, and what did you train in?
I started training. Oh, that's me. That's your boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your boy right there. I was, but yeah, I started training because I missed my ex, and I was like, what if she had a boyfriend? And then that's all I needed, really. And so I went to go train, and I wanted a new workout too. I feel like going to the gym is like I just feel like it's boring, so I wanted to learn something new. And so I went to this gym right here, which is Uprise. It's an MMA gym. So I started training like MMA. I used to be heavier in the jiu-jitsu, but then I used to be heavier in the jiu-jitsu, and I just started striking more. But
You got a very Bobby Green type of foot movement. Your hands are down. You're kind of moving. It's very Bobby Greenish, but your head movement is great. And it's so funny. A girlfriend, did you want to get out like bad feelings or aggression or sadness or whatever? And so you trained?
No, I just wanted in my brain. I was like, if I could beat up her new boyfriend, she'll love me back. In my brain, it's not a real thing.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm not, but in my head, I still play your movies play, and she's like, this is my boyfriend, and I'm like, and then she's like, oh my gosh, I should be with you again. So, but no, I really, the main reason was because I wanted just a different workout besides going to the gym. So I started rock climbing. I was a huge fan of that, which made when I did jiu-jitsu, it made my grip like so much more like it was really really cool. And I just felt I've always loved MMA. I've watched MMA since I remember when Anderson Silva was on when he did his first fight against Chris Lieben, and I was like, man, that black dude good. And
I fought on that card, bro. It's when I won the Ultimate Fighter. It was when I won
yeah.
I was backstage seeing him knock out Chris Lieben. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wow, that brings me back. Now, what made you? There's one thing about training and you want a different workout, but there's another thing with taking a fight. What made you? How long were you training when you took the fight? And tell me about that experience. What made you want to do that?
I've been training a minute. I had been training a minute. So like I trained it for like a year before I even started regularly sparring. Like So it took a second. I just dabbled in it. And
were you doing stand-up at this point?
Yeah, I've been doing stand-up the whole time. That's another reason I couldn't spar, because sparring's on Friday and then I would be on the road.
Right.
So then I would go on the road and I would train at different gyms, and different gyms would teach me different things. And it was really cool. I feel like I was learning faster because, there's so many different gyms and they have different techniques. And some people would say the same exact thing to, a technique that it was my coach was explaining, but they said it differently. And I was like, that's what it is. So, I did my first point kickboxing match, maybe like a year and a half in, maybe a year and a half in. I did my first MMA match. That was 2 years ago. So I guess 2.5 years. Yeah.
You are? All right. Tell me about the pre-fight nerves. How was that?
Oh, I wasn't afraid at all. I was like, I'm gonna kill this dude. I was so arrogant that I had to lose. You said what?
I said, look at you. You're dancing. You're having a good time, man.
I was not.
Oh, you're showing your ass a little. You're. Oh, look at you. Oh, dude, you're an entertainer. Talk about not nervous. No, dude, this is worth the money alone. Just watching you sit here dance. So now, what happens in this fight? Now, from what I heard, it was going well, and then you got tired. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, my training, the camp was horrible. First off, this dude might have had a bad training camp too. But I was set up to do another fight. I was supposed to fight 174 pounds. My fight was supposed to be next week, and it was supposed to be next week, and then I was 174 pounds. So all I had to do was lose 4 pounds in a week. Yeah, I was like going in on this.
Yeah, your heavy knees.
It started nice.
Yeah. But what happened was I've never tried to hurt anybody. I've never even punched anybody outside of sparring. So when I hit him and it looked like I rocked him, I was like, I got him. And so I went as hard as I could, and I forgot to breathe. So I was like holding my breath the whole time. Oh yeah. And then I was gassed. I mean, I was already gassed. I was already gassed, and I somehow that's me.
This moment he knew he effed up.
Yeah.
Was it a little bit of an adrenaline dump?
I don't think it was an adrenaline dump, because I wasn't feeling like overexcited. I wasn't feeling scared. I was really calm. I honestly was so confident that I thought it was gonna be super. Yeah, that was a thumbs up. I was lying. I could not breathe, but I was like, if I give a thumbs up, he's gonna see it, and and he did, and he stopped squeezing as hard because he was like, okay, but I couldn't breathe. He didn't have it fully in, but I was like, if he squeezed,
because he can strangle you with one arm. He can.
Yeah. I was.
Oh, dude. Hey, well, tell me about the experience. What did not to be like that, but what did you learn? But some people do not know what tired is until they felt something like this. Man. Is that the most tired you've been in your life type of thing?
In my entire life. I was tired in the first round. We had to do 2 more rounds, and I thought he was going to finish me. I went to the round, and I was like, oh, so I was like, he's gonna knock me out, or he's gonna submit me in the second round. I was already that tired. Then I somehow made it to the final bell. So I didn't even know you can be that tired. But I did feel like I found something I wasn't a quitter. I thought that was pretty cool.
You didn't take the easy way out, or you didn't take it out when the ref was asking you for the thumbs up. Yeah. You could have got out of it, and you didn't. Is it weird too, like because you said you never really tried to hurt anybody in sparring, when you really are trying to hurt somebody and they're able to withstand it? Oh yeah, this guy's a tough guy. He's a fighter, and I'm hitting him hard, and he's still here. Does that do anything to you? Is that kind of a shock?
Yeah, I think that, you know how I said I wasn't like nervous or like scared before the fight? I wasn't. The only time I got scared is when I was tired and I was looking across the cage, and he was like, I just got here. And I'm like, oh man, that's when I got scared. So I mean, it's kind of like terrifying, but in my mind, I'm like, just act like you ain't tired, you know?
Now, this is a legit question for both you guys being comedians. How many comedians, honestly, you think started taking some self-defense MMA lessons after Will Smith got smacked Chris Rock? You think, I'm honest. Do you think some people think they got involved, they got a little nervous?
I think they started doing it when Joe Rogan got popular.
Rogan was more of an inspiration, I think, to people than Chris getting slapped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think I think even an MMA guy might not have been taken off guard by Will Smith, because I think Chris thought he was doing a bit. Like, he didn't think that he was really going to hit him. You don't think the biggest star on earth is going to slap you at the Oscars. So you're expecting some kind of a bit. So you probably wouldn't get into a defensive stance with Will Smith coming and what you would think was being fucking around.
Yeah, I would love for Will Smith to slap me.
I would too.
That'd be great. I would stop doing comedy. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm good.
I guess I'm good. Yeah, you are good at that for sure.
Did you fight just to kind of test yourself too and go like, I really want, because it is a scary thing to have a physical confrontation. And what we do is there's that weird barrier between you and an audience. Was it something that you just wanted to see if you could do it, or is it something you want to do again?
I mean, I was just doing it to work out, and then I felt like I was really good. You know, I've never been like dropped, or like I never had a black eye or nothing like that. You know, I had a bloody nose one time, but I've always felt like, you know, I've been good enough to not like get knocked out. So I was like, okay, so someone that's been doing it around the same time I've been doing it, you know, that should be a good fight for me. So I just wanted to test myself, and I would love to do it again. I'm not gonna do it for free, but I would love to do it again. That was a long time ago. I've learned so much from that fight. I've done Muay Thai matches since then, and so I haven't done any MMA, but yeah, I loved it. I learned a lot. I feel like I learned more in that fight than I've learned just in that amount of time in life. Like I just learned, take your time and breathe, and just like, you know, I learned so much.
Yeah, you know, I believe it. I tell my students, and they compete in the local grappling tournaments that comes to town. These guys are jumping in tournaments. I tell them, from white belts to whatever belts, I go, look, each time you go into one of those, it's the equivalent of a few months of training, because it's so intense. I go, guys, you notice how you could train here for a half an hour, and you're breathing. You do a 5-minute match, you guys are dead. You're tired. Like, well, it's the intensity. It's nothing changes. The gravity's not different in that fucking gymnasium. Nothing's different there. The leverage is not different. But you're getting exhausted, man, because why? It's so intense. And an MMA fight is even more so. So it is a crazy learning experience, you know?
The level of tired I get just rolling. Like, I mean, I have bad cardio, and I'm fucking, I got side fat, and, I've never had good cardio. But I'll sometimes be so exhausted after like 5 minutes of rolling. I don't know how anybody actually does this professionally. Like, you have a new respect for guys that make a living doing that, when I can't do it for more than 5 minutes with a guy who's not even trying to submit me. He's a purple belt who's helping me. Like, if he was trying to submit me, I would be tapped immediately. So yeah, it's a newfound respect for it. Does it change the way you address the audience at all? Do you feel any different in front of the audience or with potential threats from the crowd?
Oh, no, I don't think my crowd isn't even like threatening. I got a bunch of families that come to my show.
Nice people, yeah.
Yeah,
Jimmy said you're clean, man. He says you have like. I heard, I'm not a comedian, but I heard it's a lot harder to be clean and good.
To be really good and clean is harder, yeah.
I think that dirty is just funny, So I think that just to find a way to be funny, cleaner. Maybe it doesn't seem harder to me because that's what I've been doing the whole time I've been doing stand up. But I think that if funny is funny. Hopefully, people leave my show don't even realize. That's what I want. I don't want people to be like, clean. I want people just to laugh. I opened for I don't know Jim Norton. He probably doesn't remember, but I opened for him at Side Splitters in Tampa, and every show was like sold out. And then I took pictures for him, and then he paid me afterwards. And that's
oh my god,
happened. I remember him giving me like $100 to take. I don't know if what is out there now. I already said it, but to do this.
Wow.
I was like, it's great, and I never forgot that.
Oh, good. I'm so glad it wasn't that asshole Norton stiffed me. That'd be the worst.
No. I mean, you gave me $100 to take pictures. I was like, what? And so, yeah.
That's a great gig, by the way. I'm doing that again in October. The Tampa Side Splitters.
I love that place. They're awesome.
Great club, old club.
Preacher, when did you know, one, that you could actually make a living out of this? Well, that's it. When did you know that you could actually make a living out of this? I mean, that you were good and you could make a living out of this? Because that's the biggest thing, like shit, man. I mean, when somebody says, oh, I'm a comedian, and you tell that to maybe a girl at the bar or something, they're probably like, all right, this guy's either going somewhere or he's fucking, you know what I mean? It's almost like a fighter. Yeah. It's like they either take it or they don't. So how did you know, like, you could make it like as a comedian?
Yeah, I knew that it took me like, I mean, I guess it has stints. Like, there's times where I'm like, I can do it and I can't do it. But I think when I was like, oh, I think I can for sure do this. I was like 6 years in. I was 6 years in, and I was like, okay, if I actually tried, I think I could, make it as a comedian. That's when I decided to move. That's when I decided to move to LA. And then, things started happening. And then when I got off, America's Got Talent, that was my first big TV show. And then that's when I was like, oh, I can make money. Like, I was not expecting to make money off it. I mean, the year before that, I was hosting for Jim Norton. So it was like, it was really cool. It was really good. 8 years.
And isn't it weird too? Like one day, it's just all of a sudden you're complaining about travel or whatever. And like, and then you're like, oh my God, this is my life. Like, I really am. This really is my job. Like, this is not me dreaming anymore. I'm bitching about something at work, and this is my life. Like, this is what I do for a living.
Yeah. I have to catch myself sometimes because, let's be honest, it is exhausting. I mean, I think me being exhausted, like being on the road, I think about like MMA fighters, or I think about like basketball players, or I think about just other athletes or just other jobs that have to fly all the time. And I actually have a little bit more respect for them after, because this is like, even though it is exhausting, it's the best job ever. I mean, it's the best job. I mean, I would be exhausted and complaining if I was working at Red Lobster still, but now I'm exhausted. I'm complaining about a job I love and it pays well. So
luxury problems. They call them luxury problems, and but they're nice to have. But it does mean that you're really doing it when the things about this job bug you like the things about any job. Like, and you're on tour right now. And by the way, you're a really good stand-up, man. A really funny stand-up. And your second special, My Name is Preacher, just came out on YouTube, which honestly it's really the smart way to do it because anybody in every country can see it. There's no times to watch it. People can just open the computer and watch. You're going to be in 20 different states. So just to let people know, preacherlawson.com if you want to see Preacher, who is a really, really legit funny stand-up.
Thank you. Awesome.
You're welcome, yeah. And what were we just talking about? I just wanted to mention to plug, and I forget. We were just talking about, touring and on the road. It's funny, I just did 12 days away, and I never do I do 3 days, I come back, I do radio, and I go back out. I hate being away for more than a week. Do you take a bus and just go out, or how do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, usually I do what you do. I do the three, 3 or 4 shows, 3 or 4 days, and then I'm back. And 3 or 4 days, I'm back. And but this year has been a lot of like gone for 2 weeks, gone for 3 weeks. I'm about to like now. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I'll be back in like 2.5 weeks. So yeah, only for a couple of days, and I'm gone again. So I mean, yeah. There we go, baby.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow,
So,
that's a lot of
yeah,
shows.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't got any kids. I don't have a
I-
kids. I don't have a girlfriend. So I'm like, what am I gonna be doing? You know?
that's the best time to do
Yep.
it, man. You're not gonna feel anything, man. Like
Yeah.
that is so great. That is great. Like when I went to the Ultimate Fighter House, if I had kids when I did that for 6 weeks, I don't think I'd be the same thing. So I mean, you're traveling, you're making money. Do you ever feel sometimes when I used to travel a lot, whether it's for fights or seminars, you ever feel like, and I know guys talked about this before, comedians, you kind of feel like a drifter, right? Like you're in and out of that town. You don't really know many people. And it's kind of it's a little odd sometimes, no?
Yeah. Are you looking for the word lonely, but you don't want to say it?
It could be lonely. Yeah, no, it could be, right? I don't know if you're traveling with any. It could be, but it's strangely like it's rewarding, especially after your show, or in my case, after a fight or a seminar. But it is a little lonely. How do you feel on being on the road so much?
Yeah, so I do feel that. I do feel like it's incredibly lonely, but then I'll hang out with someone and I'm like, you know what? I'm all good. Like sometimes I'm like, I forgot I like being lonely, but I think I think it's good to have that for me. I like the good and the bad. I know it sounds weird, but I like the good and the bad, or the lonely and I like a little mix. When I was dating, my girlfriend, I first started going on tour. It was nice. It was nice to be gone. And then I see her, I miss her, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I leave and I miss her. I'm like, oh, good to see you again. But then it's like people that work a lot. And then when COVID happened, they stuck in the house. They're like, what, this is what you like?
Oh, that's
So
funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like being on the road. It does get lonely, but I got my routine,
Are you a good boyfriend on the road? Like when you're, because I'm married and I'm actually really good now, but the first 25 years of my career, I was just a hunk of shit. I mean, just a terrible, terrible boyfriend, trying to get laid, hitting. And then after a while, have you had that temptation when you were with somebody?
Yeah, you know what? That was part of the reason I left. I think I'm a great boyfriend, and I think every girl I've ever dated has been a great girlfriend. But I remember, I remember people like that was always a thought, like, you got to get out your system. You got to get out your system, which for me personally, I think is pretty. You're not going to get out your system.
No.
Like if you're attracted to women, you're always gonna be attracted to women. Like it doesn't like leave. You're not gonna get to a certain number. You're like, oh God, I'm good now.
I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, it makes it worse. Because you're like, oh, you do that thing, like, and so it's just, I've been mostly single when I've been on the road, but when I had a girlfriend, yeah, it was cool. It was
Shit,
cool.
Preacher, you're living the dream.
Yeah, you really are.
Next, do you have any goals to like get into movies and acting and stuff like that, or no?
Yeah, it'd be awesome, man. I don't think they like guys with dreads, but
Nah.
name a comedian, name an actor with dreads. Don't think.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just saw a new Star Wars trailer, and they got some Jedis with dreads and shit. It's a new time now. New world.
They won't put aliens before they give someone with dreads.
Yeah, older guys sometimes get dreads, but they didn't have like Wayne. Does Wayne Brady have dreads now, or
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
No.
Who has somebody has dreads that Brady didn't have them.
Rappers and football players.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
And technically, the Predator from those Predator movies he rocks a kind of a hairstyle. It's an alien type hairstyle. I'm not saying
Yeah.
got some hairdo going.
No, I would love to get in movies and stuff, man. I've been on in a couple things, and I was on this a sitcom called Connecting, and I had dreads. That was in 2020, and did y'all watch it? That's why they canceled it, because no one watched it. But it was, I would love to get in movies. I would love to act and stuff. I mean, this is the heaviest I've ever been. So, I mean, I've been in that jam. So I got to be like a superhero or something. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Bishop from X-Men, live action, right there.
Bishop from X-Men.
Bishop from X-Men. That should be put. I'm a nerd. I know all about this. Nobody knows who I'm talking about.
All right. Hey, Preacher. Hey, Matt, we got Joaquin Buckley had a scheduling mix-up. Is in the waiting room. So.
What?
Oh, don't tell him I said what's up, man. I'm watching stuff.
Yeah, he's great. We'll talk to him for a few minutes. Tell him he's got a fight on Saturday. Look, man, you're a really good comic, and I'm happy to see how well you're doing. New special is called My Name is Preacher on YouTube, and it's just Preacher Lawson on YouTube. And go to preacherlawson.com for your dates. And a lot of your tickets are selling really, really well. So you sell out everywhere. So just go to get tickets. Very, very good.
Thank you so much. I'm big fans of both of y'all. I was trying not to nerd out, but I just want to say thank you for your time.
Thanks. We'll see you again, Preacher. Thanks, buddy.
Nice to meet you, man.
Take care.
That was great. Let's get Joaquin in here.
Yeah, because I would say normally we'll do it another day, but his fight is Saturday.
Dude, we give his.
I know.
You're a taker.
Well, let's bring in who we love. Joaquin. We are fans. And I had his Wikipedia open. Preacher really is a funny stand-up. If you get a chance to watch him, Matt. I should ask him about being a vegan. He's a vegan too. All right.
Huh?
He's a vegan.
My friend has sailed.
I know.
I like meat. I don't want to be a vegan.
No,
look at these money bags. What are these money bags? Is that all money of the night? Is that all fight of the nights?
I think those are bonuses or something. Yeah, it's a new way of showing us that someone has been bonused. All right. Are you bringing him in, Jake?
Yeah, what's going on? There he is.
There he is. Okay.
Joaquin.
How are you?
Yeah. How y'all want me?
Any way you feel comfortable.
Yeah, whatever makes you.
But now you're making us both dizzy.
All right, that's better. Okay. How you feeling?
Man, we feeling good. Feeling like I'm about to make some money. So, yeah. That's always nice. That's always nice.
Joaquin, this isn't exactly short notice, right? You had a little bit of time for this.
I had plenty enough time. People don't even realize that I was training for this fight in December. So I had, they can call me Mystic Master. You know what I mean? Everybody's talking about Mystic Mac. You know what I mean? I was Mystic Master because I called the pullout for Ian Gary and Vicente Luque. And I told Sean Shelby, hit me up if you need me, but he didn't. And then they end up making another fight for Vicente with Sean Brady for March. So I was like, all right, whatever. But I made sure to stay training. I made sure to stay in the gym. And soon enough, Sean Brady pulled out and they came calling on me. So look at us.
You're feeling good at welterweight, man. You're doing phenomenal.
Hey. We got ready, baby.
This looks better. I mean, it's not that you can't hang with those guys at 85, but dude, you look great. How do you feel? You look good.
I feel good. Just checked the weight. I'm about 179 right now. So just 10 pounds up right now. And the weight is coming off good. Sweating well. Eating right now, eating the PI little food. You know what I'm saying? Got my little chicken salad with the garlic butter herb, so they feeding us pretty good. But other than that, yes, sir.
What motivated you to drop down? Did you feel
Come on, man. Getting knocked out. Nigga, that's what motivated me. Down to 170. Yeah. That's a big ass boy. Yeah.
All right, well, that's honest. I mean, a lot of guys don't have that type of an honest answer, but I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, we keep it a buck, but just in our reality, my whole career, I've been a 170 fighter. Like I started off as an amateur at 170. I started my pro career at 170. And I didn't start fighting at 185 because I couldn't find any fights at welterweight. And, when I got the opportunity to fight at 185 and I knocked a couple guys out, I was like, shit, cool. I actually feel fresh right here. But it's just levels to this game, Yeah. And the guys that, I lost to, unfortunately, whatever, at 185, it just showed me, not saying that they're more talented or more skillful than me. They just had a size advantage, And so I just learned from that. It was like, yeah, I don't want to give anybody any type of advantage, whether that's size or whether, just even technique or skill wise. So
all things being equal, if a guy is bigger, a guy is bigger. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It is what it is. So you must be really happy that you dropped back down and it's going well.
Yeah, it's going real good. 2-0 in the UFC. So I guess I'm like Sean O'Malley. I'm undefeated out here. You heard me? Yeah.
And this is huge. Listen, you got the right dance partner for this weekend. I mean, Vicente Luque, he's good on the floor, but he likes to stand up, man. He does. Isn't that what you're looking for? I mean, do you want a guy looking to grapple you? I mean, you're standing up. It's not that you don't have a ground game, but it's so dynamic. How does it feel when a guy is going to be okay? Let's throw some strikes.
It feels good. It feels like I can go out there and do some real fun things. I can show a lot of unique techniques that I work into the gym, and because Vicente is going to be there and he's going to try his best, to try to knock me out, which going to leave openings for him to get hit as well. So this is going to be a fun, interesting matchup, man. So the UFC didn't really put on for everybody for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. And what do you hope if things go well against Luque? And I'm not asking you for a call out at this point, but if you win against Luque, what do you think the next step for you is? Like how much higher do you want to go?
I got a major call out I'm finna make.
You do?
We'll give it to y'all, but I got a major call out that I'm gonna make. And it's somebody real close to home. So yeah, I can't wait.
So you do have I think it's smart to do it because again, it's there's so many. We talked the other day about this. There's so many of you guys are great fighters. What makes it interesting for fans is two guys who actually want to fight each other. Because there's so many talented people in the UFC now. Being good alone is not always enough.
Yeah, it's never enough. If you got a name, if you got something to say, go ahead and say it. Don't just keep waiting. And just like how I got this opportunity, the only reason why I got this opportunity because I spoke about it and I spoke on it. And they said, okay, hey, Joaquin asking for it, give him what he wants. So let's get it.
I have a name right now. I'm not trying to get out of you. The name.
You ain't trying to get nothing started.
I'm not trying to get it out of you. I had one name and then I thought of another guy and they just fought. And I go, wait a minute. I'm just picturing in my head you standing across from you, popping up and down is MVP. What about that? What about that?
What
Did
about
I
that?
nail on the fucking head on that?
Man, that'd be beautiful. That'd be beautiful. And I believe once I'm ranked above MVP, right?
Maybe. Yes,
if you beat Vicente, you'll take number 11, I'm sure.
So I'm sure MVP gonna be trying to see somebody.
That's true. Yeah. What did you think about him? What did you think about his debut?
Oh man, he had me cheesing, seeing that ass whooping he gave Kevin Hollywood. I was smiling.
You liked it?
I said, "Oh, get him!" I said, "Get him, MVP." But no, it was cool, man. They put on a good show. But I like MVP. I like his swagger. I like what he brings to the cage. And that's a fight that I actually wanted when I was in Bellator a long time ago, right? Long time ago in Bellator. So just seeing how things work out in the dynamic of the game. Yeah, I believe that we can put on a great match, for the UFC.
I think you're right. And it was interesting to see that fight with Kevin because Kevin never seems to get flustered. He doesn't show it. And to see him kind of getting to a point where a guy was doing something that he really was uncomfortable with, it was kind of, you must have really enjoyed that. It was kind of strange to see.
He got out Kevin, definitely in that fight with the showboating. But that's all part of the game. And, this is what we do. And it comes with the territory, So sometimes you're able to, put on the show. Sometimes, matter of fact, hold on. Like sometimes you're able to put on the content and sometimes you're the content, in other words, right? Yeah.
Hey, Joaquin, when you're not training and you're not doing spinning kicks to people's heads, what are you doing? Give us a hobby that you're doing, whether it's you're reading a book, listening to an audio book, you're streaming something. Give us something you're doing when you're not training to murder people.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's all I like to do is train. Be honest with you, I train a lot. People don't know how much I train. I train every single day, and not just every single day, but throughout the day. In the morning, afternoon, and at night. But hobbies to make me feel like a human being. And we Netflix and binge. We watch a little bit of Hulu, and we be on the YouTube, but other than that, this is what I devoted my life to with this training. So I don't like to be just that boring guy, but I guess I am. I love mixed martial arts. This is what I do.
I heard that Shogun movie. That show is good. I'm thinking about watching it.
I haven't checked it out, but it's on Hulu though, right? Or FX?
It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
But I heard the subtitles, and I got a little.
Yeah. Oh, those are the best ones with the subtitles, bro.
The only movie I like with subtitles that I felt you didn't really feel it, and I felt was an amazing movie was City of God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly.
You ever see City of God? That movie. Every time I watch it, I feel like I watch a different thing from it. It was so well acted.
Little Zed, right? Little Zed, I think.
Yeah, man.
What was the bad kid name? Zeke.
Little Z, right? Little
Z. Yeah.
It was Zed or Zed.
Zed. I'm wrong. But it was a real movie based on real shit. And I remember asking Enzo about it. Enzo's like, man. And at the end of the movie, they show like the real people and all that. I'm like, ow, man, they did a good job of that.
Yeah. No, that's actually a great flick. Yeah.
A great movie to watch with subtitles. Apocalypto. Has anyone of you guys seen Apocalypto?
That's a good one too.
I haven't seen Apocalypto.
That's Mel Gibson's movie.
A great subtitle.
Why they got subtitles for?
I think they're playing. They're Mayans. I think, and they're speaking.
The one that he directed. This is the movie that he directed, right?
He directed. Yeah, he's one of the two. He directed, or one of the three, and they're warriors chasing one guy. It's really a masterpiece.
Now this is the crazy part. It's only one movie I watched, and I did not watch it with the subtitles, but I watched it all the way through. So I didn't understand a word they were saying. But this movie called Train to Busan or Busan. Yeah. It's a Korean movie, right? Oh. And it's filled with zombies. So these zombies are on this train this whole time, but it's action packed. But I didn't have no subtitles, and I pretty much was listening to it in Korean the whole time. But shit, it kept my attention. So that was a badass movie, though.
Oh shit!
Did you choose no subtitles, or they just weren't available?
No, it just wasn't available. Yeah. It was a little to be special. Yeah, a little to be special.
Okay. But look, Joaquin, we're glad we got you. We didn't think we were going to get you today because there was a scheduling mishap, but we're really happy you came in. Yeah, we're happy you came.
Good to see you, man. Happy
co-main event.
Well,
thank you. I appreciate that. That's one love.
Yeah, let's promote this. It's this Saturday in AC, 7 p.m., and the main card starts at 10 o'clock. Of course, Fiorot against Blanchfield, and you and Vicente is an amazing co-main event. Just 3 or 5 rounds? 3 rounds?
Just a 3 round. I was excited
okay.
for that 5, but that 3 we're gonna have to get it done.
Okay, good.
Done.
Well, we're looking forward to it, man. Congratulations. And
hey, Matt Serra, can I get a little prediction on what you think gonna happen?
How about this?
How
about this? This is what I'm gonna say to you because we already made predictions. I'm not gonna talk about anything. I'm just talking about my prediction.
Yeah.
Second round stoppage. That's what I said for you to win. That's what I said. You could go
back say that.
To the tape. I wouldn't lie to you. Joaquin. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, I'm not putting pressure on you. There's enough pressure.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I think you're going to do phenomenal, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's one love. Let's get that done.
All right. Have a great fight. Good talking to you, Joaquin.
Appreciate you.
Take care, bro.
Take care, pal.
Hey, man. Hey, Jimmy, you notice.
I'm glad we got him.
Hey, you noticed I matured a lot.
Yes.
Because I was going to say, well, listen, I'm glad you brought up predictions.
I would tell a guy, I wouldn't want to do it before. I picked Luque by decision, but it was out of respect for Joaquin's power. I think Luque is a smart enough guy to stay away. But I wouldn't want to say that to a fighter before he fights. I don't want to be a dick and put anything negative in a guy's head. But afterwards, I would tell somebody if I pick somebody else. Who cares?
I'm saying, thank God I picked him. Because I was almost on the fence because I like Vicente too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going with Buckley. I think that to hurt somebody, you got to be there to get hurt. And this guy's so powerful.
Yeah.
He's taking advantage of it. But, hey, that was a close. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. He didn't ask me. So technically, I didn't lie.
I didn't expect him to call me out like that. Yeah. But I'm glad I picked him to win. And that's great. Jimmy, what do you want to promote, my little buddy?
Tonight at 7 p.m., I will be at the Fat Black Pussycat in the city. I have a bunch of dates in Saratoga Springs, Annapolis, Maryland, a bunch of gigs. And my wife and I have a new podcast episode up on Nikki and Jim NYC. The Sword Fight is the podcast. And the and the guest is the great Zach Amico, a really, really hilarious comic. So go and watch it. We hope you like it.
Jimmy, 7:30. I'll be at Sarah BJJ teaching the 40 and over class. What?
Oh, good.
That's not a worthy of my time.
I think I respect that you do it.
I like to make good people dangerous. It's a worthy profession.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to you coming to the city. I would love that. I really would.
Thank you.
Maybe we could do it the next week. Let's just try and do it next week if you can.
Let's do it next week. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the best for me.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll try to switch next week and do Jamie on a different day.
Tuesday or Thursday, you let me. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm going to Texas next week. The week after, let's do it.
The week after we'll do it. Yeah, on a Tuesday or a Thursday will be perfect.
Jimmy.
Have fun on Rogan. Have a safe trip.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. We could be heroes, me and you. All right, Jimmy, I just want to leave you with that, though.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. You didn't need that.
I did not, no. Have a safe trip. I'll talk to you Monday, buddy.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.